Here's the note cards. Alright. I'm sure all of you at one point have accidentally opened up a computer's source code, either when you're browsing the web or when you're typing up an essay. You might have accidentally pressed F12, and by doing so, you would have opened up the source code, which would have shown you exactly what the programmer had to type in, had to do to make whatever you were looking at look the way it does. And that right there is computer coding in action. Computers have now become a very, very uncommon thing in our daily lives, either when you're using your computer or even the coding that's done to applications on your phone, your social media app, that had to be coded and done by someone. I personally plan to make this my career path as of this moment, and thus it is very important that I learn as much as I can about it. So today, I will be telling you a little bit about computer programming and the coding as a career. More specifically, I will be explaining to you what it is as a basic. I will also be telling you the history behind it, alongside with some of the coding languages that have been made along the years. And finally, I will be telling you the requirements or what it takes if you wish to follow this career path. So, first off, some basic information. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2019, it describes it as programming and writing and testing code of applications and making sure they work function properly. Also, if it's working on websites, you have to make sure to do debugging, also making sure they work properly. It's also very rare, but sometimes when working on bigger projects and you're a specialist of some sort, you would work with other specialists and each of you would have to do your own part in that project. Now, the work environment as a computer programmer is either working alone in an office, and well, like I said before, if there's bigger projects, you'll have to work with other people. But since coding can be done from anywhere as long as you have a computer, most of computer programmers or coders decide to do it from home and then just send it through email, send them whatever work they've been doing, and when they're contacting their bosses, it's just through video chat. That's how that's done. Now, the history behind computer coding. So, according to onlinecollegeplans.com, in 2019, the first computer programming language was created by Ada Lovelace in a joint project with Charles Babbage using his very early mechanical computer called the Analytical Engine. Lovelace was able to create an algorithm using the Analytical Engine and thus making the first of its kind. So today we do consider her to be the first person to create the first coding language. Now I'll be telling you a few of the more relevant coding languages along the year. So according to the University of Delaware.edu in 2019, they say that the first widely used computer coding language is Fortran in 1957. Before this, it was really hard to give commands to whatever you were working on. It was very laborious, tedious. So this was also the first widely used coding language. We still use it today in calculations and very, very simple commands. The next one is called C, and this was done in 1972. This is because of this one, it's not too specialized in one thing, so it was using a lot of things like applications, database, networking, device developing. And it was thanks to this one that many others were created, so it inspired the creation of things of other coding languages like C hashtag, C++, Java, and Objective-C. Speaking of Java, since I know all of us have it in our computer, and you probably gotten the update notifications, Java in 1996 was crowned the most popular, or the coding language that most people want to learn, and this was in 2019. One that's a bit more modern is called Rust 2013, and this one does functions the way that most of the other ones did. It has all of the things that they can do, but the thing that they focus more on is safety, especially the safety and concurrency. So that's kind of what makes them stand out. Now, in order to become a computer programmer and do coding, so according to study.com and 2019, it says that it is enough to have an entry-level job as a coder, a computer programmer, as long as you have an undergrad certificate and an associate's degree alongside with around half to 1 year of work experience. So this would be through internships. Now, if you wish to get something a little bit more up the food chain, then having a bachelor's degree in either computer science, mathematics, or information system is needed alongside with now 2 to 4 years of experience. So, in conclusion, today I have told you a little bit about computer programming as a career. Specifically, I have described to you what it is, basic, the work environments. I have also told you the history behind it, the first person who made it, and a few of the other coding languages that were created along the years that were relevant. And finally, I have told you the requirements, things you need if you do wish to pursue this as your career path. Hopefully, whenever you're looking at a website, maybe on an application on your phone, like I've said in the beginning, you'll be able to think, or like maybe curiosity will get to you, and you'll just wish to see all the work that was put into that. Like what kind of typing, what wording, how does the structure look, and maybe you'll open up that F12, that source code, and it won't be by accident this time. Done.